Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Jessie and I am the Marketing and Outreach Coordinator here at Bywater Solutions. We also have Kelly with us. Kelly, go ahead.
Hi, how are you? I'm one of the educators with Bywater Solutions.
And we also have Donna.
Hey everybody, I'm Donna Pachowski and I'm one of the other educators here at Bywater Solutions. Happy to join you today.
Thank you. So if you have any type of questions or want to chat with other participants, there is a chat box and a Q&A. We will be asking some questions during our presentation, so please feel free to use either platform. We'll be monitoring those as we go. So today, Kelly and I will be talking to you a little bit about how to create content video content at your library. Here at Bywater Solutions, we do several videos during the week, whether it's short little videos showing you how to do something, or maybe a new feature that's coming out in Koha, or questions that we get from some of our partners, and we'd like to cover those as well. So what we thought we'd do today is just kind of jump right in and talk to you about what we do. For those of you out there that maybe follow our Monday Minutes, we usually start our introductions with, "Hi, I'm Jessie."
And I'm Kelly.
And we love Koha, and we're here to talk to you about how we're going to record these videos. We're even going to go live at the end of this session to record one, so you can see just how easy it is, or maybe just how scary it is to get in there.
I feel bad my video's not showing, but it won't let me. My video won't show me.
Oh no. We could see you. We could see your picture.
Yeah, that's right. Let's just have my picture up there.
Yes, we can see your photo. So we thought we'd talk to you a little bit about like what you need, what's optional, and then kind of some of the tools that we use, and how we bring everything together. So Kelly, why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the things that we need to get this project started?
Yeah, great. Just a few of the things, and it's not a huge list. You need content. So what are you going to present on? So anything that will work, and you've seen, Kelly, maybe you've seen one or two of our Monday Minutes, and you know could be a very small amount of content, and then we just jazz it up. Then you need some sort of screen capture software. So it could be just something that you're able to walk through the steps or show something or do a demonstration. So some sort of software that can capture your screen and your camera. You probably would like to edit some parts out of what you do, or at least maybe just Jessie and I need to edit some things out, but usually there is some editing required. So you need some sort of software to edit before you want to push out your final version. And then you have your video sharing platform. So where you want to publish this video content for your viewers.
Great. So let's move on to our next one. These are a few things that we think are optional. You can totally create a persona for yourself or your colleagues or whoever you're creating with. We like to call these themes. So we developed this Monday Minutes as kind of a way for us to do these videos, these short videos. We had been doing some of them together, and then we thought, why don't we come up with a theme for it? So that's definitely optional. A logo. We're going to show you a free piece of software that we use to develop some of our marketing material and educational material. A schedule. We've noticed that sticking to a schedule not only helps us get the content out, but helps our regular viewers out there. And people have, commented to us that they're like, they look forward to every Monday morning when we send those videos out. So putting yourself on a schedule not only helps you and your staff, but also your viewers out there. And then the last one is music. Again, totally optional, but it adds a nice piece of, it's a nice enhancement, that you can add to your videos. And we have a great free resource out there for you to try.
I just want to say that I think that the people have some ideas when you start to hear the music. Like my children know the Monday music video. My husband knows that I'm editing the videos. So it does have some kind of connection to it. So
Yes. I am 38 and my mom definitely still says on Monday when she sees it pop up on Facebook that she was listening. So
I'm jealous. I wish my parents would follow me.
get those regular viewers out there.
Exactly.
All right, so now we're going to jump in and talk about creating the actual content. So we're currently using Zoom, and Zoom has recently blown up. We see a lot more people using it now, and it's great because it is a free option for libraries. And Kelly, I believe it's 40 minutes that you can use a free meeting for.
Yep. So you don't even need like to pay for it. You can use up to 40 minutes of Zoom time. So that definitely is enough for us, at least for our shorter videos.
Absolutely. And we can tell you a little bit, like we look at our statistics on YouTube, because YouTube is our platform that we use for hosting our videos. And we have noticed over the years that shorter videos, so anywhere from like 3 to 5, 7 minutes max, is the sweet spot. So, you know, keeping it in that time frame is usually good, because after that 7-minute period, you start losing people or moving on.
Definitely. And I always get Jessie's vibe when she's watching the clock to say, okay, we got to wrap this up, Kelly, let's go. Our timekeeper.
Yeah. Zoom is great because, of course, you can share your screen. You can do annotations and all types of different interactions. You know, you can have other people on the Zoom with you. They can share their screen. You can share remote control of the screen. So it's a really nice feature. There's 2 others, Screencastify. That's another free option. You can only record up to 5 minutes on their platform for free before it requires you to get a paid subscription. But what I know I like, and I think Kelly does too, for the Screencastify, if you're doing a quick like how to log into Overdrive, how to log into RB Digital, how to log into Cloud Library, you know, whatever it is, it's perfect. If you're just showing them a quick, simple step, it's a great feature. Right from Screencastify, you can upload to Google Drive or to YouTube.
Yeah, it's great. And it has like a Google shortcut on your Chrome bar if you use Chrome. So very easy.
And then one other is Screencast-O-Matic, and very similar features. You can use the free version. It lets you go in there, upload it to Drive. So, you know, try out each one, see what you like. And this is where we kind of want to get your feedback. Is anyone who's watching, is there a video software that you use that you're editing that's not listed here? We'll wait for those to come in. Kelly, maybe tell us a little bit about what we use for our editing software.
Oh, somebody uses Adobe Premiere.
Okay, Adobe Premiere.
Yeah, for editing purposes, we have been using Camtasia for quite a while, and I think we have an older version of Camtasia. It's just a one-time fee that we don't have to pay anymore. It's not monthly, and it's very, very useful and easy to edit. We have found that they have changed a bit, where it's not a direct upload to YouTube or Google Drive. So it is taking you a couple extra steps. And then you can also edit directly through YouTube. I have not done that, but I know Jessie just did it for the first time recently, and she said it's pretty slick.
Yeah. You know, if you have to trim out, let's say you hit record early and maybe you didn't start for 2 or 3 minutes, or at the end you left it going and you needed to cut out some time, very easy to use. There's some advanced features in there that, again, if that's where you're posting your videos, you can easily go in there and make some edits to them.
So we've gotten quite a few comments. Sally uses Adobe Premiere. Kate uses the iMac built-in QuickTime, which is what I have to say I have not really played with.
Okay.
Alex says OBS Studio is free, and can stream and record and supports multi-track and input-output.
Ooh,
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Lisette mentions open shot video. Rosemary loves Camtasia. She says it is pretty expensive, but it's very nice. There's a free version, but they put a watermark over the video. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, not good.
Yeah, Alex uses his OBS studio to do his streaming and recording for his demos and his tutorials. And George mentions he uses Snagit, but the editing features are limited to cutting parts out. You can't join two videos together.
Okay.
Yeah, which I need multiple pieces to join together. I've never done it in one shot. And then Alex also mentions that Adobe Premiere has an element version that libraries can get really cheaply through TechSoup. So that's a good thing to know too. I know we often forget about that. It's been around for so long. But TechSoup is still out there, folks, and you get some really good deals on those things.
Oh,
Thanks.
this is great.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, I can understand the trying to limit the cost. Camtasia does allow, like, you'll see that we have our logo and we have to add theme music. So we are adding elements that does help when we are using something like Camtasia, but I think we should look at the other ones, because if they can direct link to Google Drive or YouTube, I mean, they could be a winner right there.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for sharing. Okay, so now we'll talk to you a little bit about our online video sharing platform. We use YouTube at Bywater Solutions, and we have several playlists on there, so patrons and librarians that are following us can go in and watch all types of videos. It easily allows us to upload those videos, make them public, make them private, make them unlisted, which gives us some nice options if we do need to share something. Sometimes when we're working on videos of bugs and we want to share it with each other first before we send it out in the public, it's a nice way to kind of do some of those features.
I love the fact that you can have those playlists, because then you can link to all Monday Minutes are in a playlist, or all videos about story times or things that other libraries are doing, so somebody can continue finding that same thing that they like.
And it's nice because it gives you the link to share. If you want to embed it on your website or your OPAC, you can easily do that as well. All right, so getting your content out there. So right now we send ours out as a blog post, and over the years we found it helpful for discoverability, especially with the different types of learning styles that are out there. Some people like to read step-by-step instructions. Some people like to view videos. So this has been a great way for us to not only push out the content in multiple locations, but also give our various learning styles an outlet to choose the way they want to view it.
Yeah, I think it's a great secondary tool, or your blog post is your primary tool and the video is the secondary tool, however anybody likes to see it. And then if we talk about anything during the video, we have the ability to link out to those resources.
A good point. And sometimes we'll have ones that tie together. So the educators just did, I'm going to blow them up, an amazing job putting together several pieces of information for when libraries start to reopen after the pandemic, and what they need to do for fines and notices and holds. And it was a great way for them to just link all of that information together, to put all of those pieces into one location. So it's a great way to push out that information. Okay, creating a theme. Kelly, I'll let you start this one.
Way back when we started doing videos, we just kind of did them willy-nilly, and I giggle when I go back to our 2017 videos, and we always said, let's do a picture, like some sort of like logo to indicate that these are us together. So we created an image. We use Bitmoji. So if anyone's familiar with Bitmoji, it's usually on, I don't know if it's on other like other than Apple devices, but it's the ability to kind of create your own character. So we took that, we used our Koha logo, the Bywater logo, and just have this as kind of an indication, like both on the blog post and in the YouTube videos, that that theme is there. So it's consistently in each one of the things that we publish. So it helps with our marketing materials. It's kind of an indication to our partners that this is our Monday Minutes. We can put it in the video through Camtasia, through our editing. Then we also wanted to create or have some sort of theme song. Like I was saying earlier, the song kind of clues you in. I know that Jessie and I are both podcast listeners overall, and most of the podcasts have an intro music to kind of get you in the mood or get you going and know what you're listening to. So we actually use this free music archive we went through them and found one that we thought worked well. So a little collaboration of all this information to get Monday Minutes going.
And this is a good time for us to ask another question. We use Canva for a way to create the images that go out. So you can see there's our Monday Minutes on a Canva screen. And then we also use Canva anytime we're producing any type of material that goes out about whether it's videos or just blog posts. What are some of the other free sources or paid that y'all are using for either social media or content or videos or posts when you're creating your material? Kelly, can you remember what we were using before Canva?
No, probably we were hodgepodging something together through, I don't know. I remember where I was when I heard about Canva. I was at Association of Small and Rural Libraries back in 2016, and they talked about Canva, and it's life-changing, absolutely life-changing to be able to create by size, by purpose, really nice images.
Awesome.
Teresa mentions that she does that with regular programs in the building. So she's a standard flyer for the adult book club, and each month just updates it with the new books and things, or the new dates and stuff. And that is something that we do have taken from advertising, is that having that consistency really does help our patrons and recognize that. Magda recommends Pexels.com, Pexels.com for free stock photos. And then Teresa continues to say, patrons recognize the flyer and they know what to look for. So it's just kind of those things that, like, just when we know we're traveling, if you see those golden arches, there's McDonald's around there. And so we just kind of teach our patrons to look for these standard things, and that really does help. But I'm going to go check out Pexels now and see what they have as far as stock photos. Sally mentions Pixabay, Pixaby for stock photos. She says she has an app, but it's not her phone, so she's looking it up. And Rosemary mentions that she has been using Canvas for several years. It's kind of frustrating that they're now paid graphics and layouts that are mixed in, but there is so much free content that it's still really accessible to everybody.
Donna, let's not mention the golden arches. It's Starbucks. The green and white logo will get me anytime.
I'm just really in the mood for burgers.
No, I would. Yeah, me too, actually. Yeah. And honestly, the time saving wise, I know Canva has really helped to know what's a Facebook size post, what's an Instagram size post, what's a flyer. When I worked in a library, what's the flyer size post, and having all your logos accessible right in the Canva app. So it works for us, and we're all about saving time and getting it done as efficiently and as quickly as possible. Oh, PixArt is the app. Okay.
Cool. Thank you everyone for sharing. Yeah, this is great. Okay, so we've kind of been mentioning and talking a little bit about our Monday Minutes in here, but now we're kind of going to go through and talk to you about like what the routine is that we go through when we're preparing to do this content on a regular basis. Yeah. As Kelly mentioned, we did start out by doing some videos together. we didn't really have a theme. It was
No.
just, you know, coming together, doing a video and talking to people. And then we figured, let's do this. And Kelly, tell them some of our thoughts about, like, you know, what we have to tell ourselves when we make mistakes or have to go back and re-edit.
Well, we found it was really fun to do it together. I mean, if anyone has made tutorial videos or like videos, you know, it's kind of boring to do it by yourself and you kind of feel silly, but to have somebody there with you, it's okay. And you can have a giggle, and there's also that person to keep you to the schedule. So you can always find a reason not to do it. But if you have somebody else that's depending on you, and if you have people that are depending on getting the information, that it's actually a good feeling to know that you're helping people out there. So we decided that it would be fun. Let's just have fun. Let's just come together, talk about Koha, which we love to talk about, and publish some content.
And one thing,
However, oops,
yeah,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, you know, sometimes people get nervous, and we were kind of nervous in the beginning too, and now it's kind of natural, but people are coming to the library for you, whether it's to ask advice on, you know, what book to read next, or they can't find something they're looking for. So, you know, people are looking for you. So be yourself. You know, that's some of the best advice we can give you.
Yourself. And we have had guests on our Monday Minutes, and we know that we just have to act, you know, at ease with them and understand that it's okay. We can edit anything out and just be the leader in that conversation, and it will all start to flow. It really will. However, we do have times that it doesn't always go so well, or we have a little bit, we have the giggles, right, Jessie?
That's right. We're going to show you one of our outtakes. I'm
going to say it didn't take me long to find this. Because we have lots of them.
Yes. We have lots of them. There we go.
Is it going to play?
Hi, and welcome to this week's Monday Minutes. It should take us like 2 seconds, and it's taking us like 26.
Because we stopped having you start at all because you forgot what you were supposed to do.
Okay, ready?
Okay, yep.
Hi, and welcome to this week's Monday Minutes. My name is Jessie.
And I'm Kelly, and today...
So you can see this happens to us pretty frequently. Sometimes we just get the giggles and go with it.
And I will tell you that sometimes they will make you change your shirt so that you match their color palette if you are a surprise guest.
We did do that to Donna.
And we've done back-to-back where we've actually changed our own shirts so we don't show that we're wearing the same clothes in video after video.
Which some of you may relate to now that you're working from home.
Mm-hmm.
You don't realize how many times you wear the same thing in a week.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now think about content. You know, there's so much that you can pass on to your patrons, whether it is doing a short little video about a new book that's come out, maybe it's a new YA series, maybe it's helping those patrons with technology, you know, maybe it's a tech class.
Right. We saw how to use digital services now that we're all kind of at home, is having your patrons, giving your patrons the help they need to access those digital materials that you're either getting more of, or it's a new feature because everyone's at home, or story times or book reviews.
Absolutely. So, you know, it's limitless with the number of content videos that you create. We actually went in and found 2 videos that our partners have done. And we just wanted to share these for you to get ideas from maybe. Cedar Park Public Library, they're in Texas, and they have a YouTube channel, and they have some really great videos on there. The one on the left is their quick introduction to logging in for Overdrive.
And then we have one from California, Altadena, and they had a whole bunch. They had cooking classes, they had craft all online, they had these sing-alongs, so a great thing. And they had, what did they have, Jessie? They had all the key things that we talked about. They had music, they had a logo. It was great.
Yep, animations. So there's tons of stuff in there. These both have great examples. Okay, we're gonna do a Monday Minute with you all live. So I am going to exit out and I'm gonna let Kelly share her screen and we are going to go live.
Yep, here we go. Perfect. Are you ready to go?
As ready as I will. Let's do this.
Let's do this. Hi, welcome to Monday Minutes. My name is Kelly.
And my name is Jessie. And this week we are going to be showing you how to access some reports using the Mana database feature.
We had our first blog post request that we talked about a couple videos ago about how you can, if you want to see a tutorial video done by Kelly and Jessie or just a blog post by one of the education team, please go to our website. But we had our first one and they wanted us to go through importing a report through Mana and resolving some of the issues that have been coming through, some spacing issues. And so we're going to go through importing it and just talking about some key areas that until there is a bug currently in the community, but until that is resolved, what to look for. So when you do bring that report over from Mana, you can easily use it.
And just to throw this out here real quick, if some of our viewers are thinking, what is Mana? If you missed that, that's also a Monday Minute and it'll walk you through setting it up in your system.
So we'll link this in our blog post, all the other Mana reports. So I'm gonna head over to the reports module. I'm going to not hit use save. I'll actually create a new one. Sorry about that. We're gonna go ahead and say new SQL from Mana. This is a quickly summary of Mana is you can grab a report that kind of where it used to be was the Koha report wiki. They've created a knowledge base with all the reports that people want to share or upload into Mana. So I'm going to go ahead and search for we thought we would take a trip down and look for some of your records that have those 856 links. So here's one. I'm going to find Biblios by 856 value with one-click digital. So I'm going to hit that import button, which if anyone's used the Koha report wiki, it's a copy and paste feature is now taken away and I can just do that one click to bring it over. Okay, so the good news is there are some keywords that you're looking for when you're going to potentially have to edit this record. You may want to edit it just because it works somewhat, but you want to make some more edits. But there is sometimes where words run together, and that's what we're going to look for. Keywords that you have are always select. So that's your select statement you're looking for. So you want to make sure there's no space before this. I haven't found that as an issue. As I go across here, then I want to make sure I have a from word. This you can see joined together with the word before. So I'm going to have to put a space there. So to go ahead and edit, I'm going to go ahead and edit this report. And I'm just going to go ahead and put a space. Now, it turns purple right away, meaning that that's a key word, right? Anybody who's done SQL with Andrew or any of the education, we like it line by line. So I just made another whole line. Then it tells me what table it's coming from. And look, I found another one where it's joined together. So I know that this one needs another kind of space. I'm going to exit. And now I have a left join. So select is a keyword, from is a keyword, left join is another keyword. I have a couple of those, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And Again, I'm just going to put my where statement on a separate line because Code Mirror makes it really nice that it's all lined up. And I think we're good. This is what this report is doing is it's looking for values in my records that have this one-click digital term in the 856U link. If I don't use one-click digital, but I use Overdrive, I could easily go ahead and say, well, let's change that because I'd love to see something that has Overdrive instead. So pretty easy. But again, I think we're good. Jessie, you give it one look over, we're good?
No, it's good.
Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead, just like I would be creating this through the wiki or freehanding it, which would never really happen. I'm going to hit update. So it's going to save those changes and then I can go ahead and hit run.
I don't know if we have any Overdrive links in our catalog.
Yeah, we'll see. This will be exciting.
And for those of you out there that, if you need a little heads up about what like some of the key terms are for reports, we'll link out to, in our blog post, we'll link out to what those key terms are in reports for you.
Oh yeah, we do. You know what? There's a really funny, what are those called? There's like a little comic strip that one of our systems team shared with us. So we should link that because it talks about how reports are created with those key terms. That's really fun. Okay, so there you go. So we were able to get some results, just making a few spacing issues and unjoining words that shouldn't have been joined together, and we're able to create that report using Mono.
Excellent.
Okay. Well, thank you so much and have a great week.
Have a great week. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And that's how it goes.
I can't believe somebody said don't giggle, and I had to hold it in not to giggle. But, you know, sometimes you'll have outtakes. Sometimes we'll have pauses in there. Sometimes we will physically say, okay, let's pause and check and see what we need to change. I can say one time we were doing importing patrons into the tools module, and we had about 7 outtakes there that we had to go back, check things, and make sure it happens. Yes.
And we have the infamous Jessie who always asks a question that we didn't prep for. She'll ask a question and that usually gets us down the wrong track. So we have a good time and we do a lot on the fly. We don't do a lot of planning. We talked about this. I found a report ahead of time, but that's really it. I actually never hit run. When I looked at the report, I just was like, okay, we can use this report because it has a few issues, but I've never hit run. Probably I could have.
So actually, George asks a really good question. So I know he was being George. You know, how often does Adam walk through the room when you're doing this, and do you edit him out? But it actually raises a really good question of, you know, we're working in our homes, and so we do have extraneous noises. I know Kelly is insistent on editing out toilet flushing, but what other than that, are there any noises that you do edit out when you're doing these sorts of things? Or is it just kind of that, you know what, let's go with it?
I'll say, okay, we use Slack as our communication method because we all do work from home all the time. And in Slack, we can pause our notifications. So if somebody direct messages us or we're in a channel and there's a channel ping, and generally we try to silence those, but sometimes we forget. Those usually make it into the pings. But things like where there's awkward pauses or like if we're loading a screen and it takes, you know, more than like 5-10 seconds, we do cut those out because we don't want to lose your attention. And we try to, you know, keep the video to that sweet spot of the 3 to 5 minutes. So those are some things. Kelly, can you think of others that we usually cut out?
I would say we would have cut out the waiting for that report because it just took longer and we don't want that uncomfortable looking at each other, like, because then inevitably we'll say something that is silly than we should be because we're like, wait. We also have children now with having this pandemic. Our children are around, both Jessie and I. And, you know, I do try to limit the number of interruptions I get during the day. We talk about our schedule because I'm kind of in an open living room and Jessie is in an open area room that there could be. And it just depends on how we feel like it could cause issues. Now, I can say I'm not the greatest editor. So if I can't find a good way to edit it, I'll let it in. I mean, it's daily life.
Yeah. George says, you know, do we edit out? I have a workspace partner here, and sometimes I do edit him out, depending on who it is. Magda asked if we have a general plan, but not a specific script.
Yeah.
Yeah. We generally talk about it first. Sometimes if it's a more complex feature that we're showing, we definitely do a run through first. For anyone that watches our Monday Minutes, most recently there was the how to do the batch edit due dates tool that just came out. And we did a video on that, and we did some testing on that first before we did the video, just to make sure. We try to think of questions that people would ask us if we were doing it live. So, you know, we try to think of things, but we don't generally write a script. Right. But I think that's a great idea to write a script if you want.
We had a script to begin with to introduce ourselves, and we were supposed to alternate, and Jessie couldn't stick to the script. She would forget. So now you'll find that I always introduce because it's easier on her. So I don't know, we're not script people, but I think there could be people out there that are more comfortable with a script. And that's fine too.
Actually, Heather makes a point, maybe there's Easter egg appearances. I know that Tinkerbell, Kelly's cat, sometimes would show up, but haven't seen her in a while lately.
No, she has found a new location in our house to chill out in. I don't know.
Probably because all the kids are there.
Probably, I think it's because of the kids.
We always look forward to the appearances of Jessie's adorable daughter, Frances, but unfortunately we don't get to see that very often. Actually, really good question. Mm-hmm. Of closed captioning and making the videos accessible. So I know that is a challenge. So Sally says that they're required to provide CC for all of their videos. And so I actually have a question back to Sally of what do you use for CC? And Jessie and Kelly, have you looked into doing any sort of closed captioning?
That's so funny that I saw that question and I meant to say something earlier in this video. I found a article about doing closed captioning through Zoom, and I got very excited, and I went to this website for Zoom to find out how. Well, Zoom works with closed captioning services. So if you were to work with a closed captioning service, you could import it into Zoom. So I was thinking maybe Zoom would be doing it. So I know that that's a huge thing for a lot of people, and it should be probably something we look into more.
Kate mentions that YouTube makes it easy to download their auto captions, and then correct it and re-upload. So that's interesting. Okay. Heather says that her employer requires captions, and she did them on YouTube, exported them, edited them, and then brought them back in. So it looks like there may be something that we can look into. Sally says she just transcribes all the videos and adds it during the editing process using Premiere. It's easy, but very time consuming. George says he always works from an outline. I'm more of an outline person. I would not be a script person, and I can guarantee both you, Jessie and Kelly, that even if you did have a script, you would never follow those, just from knowing who y'all are. Barbara does have a question about the best lighting and position of the camera. I can tell you, Barbara, the higher up the camera is, the better. You don't want it looking up. If you're over a certain age, like I am, you want it looking down, because otherwise it's going to capture all of your chins. So a camera that's a little bit higher up is better. And for lighting, there's a lot of things online about how to set up lighting and things like that. Really the best tip is going to be if you can have natural lighting. So like my office, I have 2 windows in a corner, and so I've got natural lighting coming in, which really helps. And not to pick on Jay-Z, but if you can see her picture right now, so I'll say something, Jay-Z, so everyone can see your image, because I think I'm sure. Yeah, so Jay-Z has that light directly over her back corner, which puts her face into shadow, if you can see that. So you do have to play with it. There we go. You do have to play with it a little bit. like you can see only half of her face. The other half is really dark. So you do need to look at it a little bit, but sometimes just a little light attached to your computer will do enough of it. But you do just, it is really just kind of playing around with what you have. Typically front lighting is a little bit better than backlighting. It doesn't make me look quite like my mother so much. So just kind of, you know, higher the camera is and the more natural lighting, the better it is. So.
I got new glasses because I had an issue with the reflection when we did these video things that I got distracted by my own reflection. Mm-hmm. And Zoom has an appearance touch-up. So you can activate Zoom's appearance touch-up, which gives you softer, I don't know, blurred edges. I don't know. So we're here to show you Koha. You know, we just want you to have the most fun and learn lots of things. So somebody's asking. Okay, well, does anyone have any questions? Now you all just want to rush out and make your own content, right?
Yes.
I love that you went ahead and did that live one because there's a lot of fear, particularly the first time I had to do a session. It was just really nerve-wracking, but it's very easy to do, and it doesn't have to be perfect. And I think that's the message that we're trying to get across, is that just be yourself. That's who people are here for. But y'all do, I know I'm speaking on behalf of everyone that's attending here today and everyone who's not, y'all do an amazing job, and we all look forward to the Monday Minutes. And we all learn stuff too, so it's really exciting.
Yeah. Thanks, Donna.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So if you ever want to reach out to us and, you know, if you have questions, please feel free to, you know, shoot us an email, or if you're on Slack, you know, jump on and ask us. We'd be really happy to help you get started, or, you know, get over that hump.
Yeah, exactly. And somebody asked about microphones. My computer microphone seems to be fine. Jessie sometimes uses earbuds, but other than that, I don't think anyone said anything about our sound quality.
Yeah. I do prefer to, when we're recording, to use my headphones. I'm not today just because we're on a webinar and we're doing it live, but generally I like to wear those too.
Yeah, and I have an inexpensive headset that I use that just is a USB connection that has the mic right in front of my mouth. And it just kind of just brings down any of that background noise that might be happening when my husband decides to, you know, start running ice down the garbage disposal when I'm doing a recording or something. So excellent. Y'all, great job. Fantastic as always. And just as a shout out, because I know Kelly and Jessie are too shy to say this, if any of you all would like to take part in a Monday Minutes, let us know. We're always looking for folks that can jump in and talk about different things, or how you're doing something. Looking at you, Heather, with all of your special cataloging that you're doing, and everybody else out there that does really cool stuff. If you'd ever like to be a guest on Monday Minutes, just let Kelly or Jessie know, and they would love to have you. And see, it's not scary, right?
That's right.
Yeah. We had a partner on a couple months ago.
Mary Beth joined us from
Freckles.
Yeah, to talk about GDPR.
Yeah. And she did great. She said she was nervous, but I would never have guessed she was nervous.
Yeah.
Y'all, we have it in writing. Heather agreed, so get her booked.
All right, Heather, I'm coming after you. Okay. Well, you know, if there's any other questions, please let us know. If not, thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Go wash your hands.
Bye.
Bye.